After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 608. Today is Tuesday, August 6, 2024, as we are recording. It seems like forever, but here we are.
It's our August episode.
On our new schedule. It's our August episode, so I want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Food in the Woman Cave. If you're new, we're glad you found us, and we hope you will stay. And if you're returning, we're always glad to have you back. And if you are new or returning, and you're in the shadows but like to become more visible or more involved, please feel free to check the little tap the little subscribe button somewhere around that bottom of the video there, and tap the little bell so you know when to get notifications. You can choose when to get those, although for us it's kind of a no-brainer. We don't do that many anymore. We do about one a month, maybe an occasional extra, very occasional. And then
that's called rare.
Yes. And then that has to be a perfect storm. And then if you want to take part in the alongs, then you need to be part of the PHN home group, which is also at the bottom of the video there in the description box. It's phnpodcast.freeforms.net. I think it's in the little description box below the video. I am Arlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
I'm Tali, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
And here we are. I just flipped everything.
Yep.
So no, we didn't introduce ourselves. I went right into it.
We?
No.
Okay.
We have tea.
Yes. Whoopsie. And you have more stuff than I do. Significantly more stuff than I do.
Pish-tosh. In my little owl and all the other forest creatures mug, but this is the one I want to use right now, is this is an Adagio mug, but the tea is not Adagio. The tea is chocolate salted caramel, I think it is, or salted caramel chocolate or something like that, and it's a whistling kettle.
It's chocolate salted caramel.
Yeah, and I really like this, especially I can't get rid of that taste in my mouth sometimes. It's a very smooth tea, and it just makes me happy when it's what I want at certain times. It's
and she puts her vanilla almond milk creamer in it.
Yeah, vanilla, almond, non-dairy coffee creamer in it. And I put a little bit of that and a little bit of sugar, and it's like a candy in a cup. It really is. It's sweet. Not super sweet because I don't like cloying, but it's sweet. And it's very, I could have this for dessert.
Right. Well, you tend to like the dessert teas.
Yeah, I won't drink it for breakfast. It's too sweet for breakfast. My breakfast, because you're eating a definite food with it, you gotta kind of make sure it's less flavored itself, so it doesn't clash with whatever you're eating. This one I could probably eat with certain breakfast things, but I wouldn't eat with others. But it's your turn.
Okay, so I have in mind, and this is Davina had gotten me, because I don't think I've actually had a chance to show it, the Expressions of Darth Vader mug. So we have here,
because he's so expressive,
sleepy, cheerful, frustrated, excited, and on the other end it's angry, happy, sad, and confused.
The only one that he ever does is angry until he's redeemed.
Yes, and then that's he has the mask off at that point anyway. But I have English breakfast in here.
We do want to welcome a new member to the PHN home group. We want to welcome B. Gray Knitter. So we're glad that you were there. We saw you the day or two after we recorded the last podcast. So it's been a month since she's been there. So we're really happy to have her.
And we also welcome everyone who is a new member to the Patreon. For both levels. So thank you. And
we had a nice Zoom last Friday.
Yes, we did.
Hope to see more people there next time, the end of this month, I think it is.
Yeah, it's always the last Friday, unless something, crazy occurs, and then we reschedule where it's at.
Yeah, but we hope to see the people who were there last week and other people too, because that's so fun.
And it's still available for people who have the membership, the free one or the paid one, to be able to see after the fact.
Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. We have a couple of longs going on. I went through and I actually commented on a few things. Usually I press the like button, and then when I have more time, I go ahead and I comment. So I did comment.
I wasn't feeling well this week.
Yeah, she was out of it all week, but I did comment on a few things in both threads, mostly in, I think it was the Anything Goes, but I'm not positive. I just commented on whatever I saw. I kind of go backwards, so so I take the last page and I go up the page, and then the next page if I have, so that I don't like get this weird kind of middle type thing. But so I did comment on several things. I also said got all caught up with my private messages for people who I owed messages to. But anyway, the Anything Goes make along is still going on. That's our year long, and that means exactly what it says. Anything that you want to make, it just has to be started no earlier than January 1st. No, that's not true. It's just Anything Goes.
Yeah.
Anything goes within the parameters of knitting, crocheting, loom knitting, and paper crafts. And weaving, I think we said.
Yeah, I think we did.
And this one, we're in the third quarter for this. And that's weird. Some of this is still left over from the autism awareness.
But all the pertinent information is in the group, because you really can't take part unless you're in the PHN home group. So, you know.
The only thing that caught my attention is that I went to just say that, to just see if there's anything other than the normal featured yarns and featured patterns. And I looked at it like, this is from Autism Awareness.
Oh.
Okay, so that it's just the normal us and Laura. Whether it's yarn or patterns or whatever. So, and the other one is the Cardiac Dysautonomia Arthritis Make-Along, and that runs to the end of September, which will put us into the Toy Along and the end of the other thing. Oh, and the finish all the things. We have 3 alongs twice a year. It's at the very beginning of the year when we do Ready, Set, Go, and at the very end of the year when I forget what we called it, finishing all the things, but I forget what we called it.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. The parameters for the Cardiac Dysautonomia Arthritis are in the thread because there's special colors in there.
I think it's called Race to the Finish.
Something like that, yeah. I have to go check and see. I think you're probably right. Patty might know since she was the one who suggested it. You can check out the information there, including the hashtags and everything like that. And the featured yarns and featured patterns, I believe, are the same, just our normal ones, okay? And that takes care of that, because we have a lot to show you, and it's been a while, so we just get right into it. I do not wish to go first with my project.
You have way more than me.
I have 2.
With all your other stuff?
That's not a project.
I have 2 as well.
She's going to be a brat.
I am.
I'm doing it. I'm just going to sit here, and we'll have dead time. I'm going to stomp my little bunny
I can
foot.
out-stubborn you any day.
Yes, this is true. This is the queen of stubborn. Because she can't be bothered to go first.
You're being a brat.
I'm trying to shame you into it. Mother.
No shame.
She has no shame.
No
she has
shame
nothing
whatsoever.
This person is a pain in the behind. I'm willing to trade for any other child.
Remember, Mom, one of my earliest victory memories is where you gave me a choice between eating cooked carrots or going to bed early. And rather than eat the cooked carrots, I went to bed early.
Which was when we just never gave her a choice anymore. So we still won. We just took that lesson and learned it, and then she had no choice. She had to eat, and that was it.
You're stubborn, too.
Might be a little bit of time here that we're just going to be sitting here, because I don't want to go first all the time.
You don't go first all the time.
I do. I go to first every time.
Really? Every time?
Every time.
Every single time over the past
12 years.
12 years.
12 plus years.
I was like 10 plus because I couldn't remember how many. It's like, I know it's more than 10.
10 plus 2 is 12.
Well, I couldn't remember how many after we'd been
No,
at.
I was looking at the little, what do they call it, playlist type thing?
Yeah.
And the way it started, we're heading into 13.
Well, yeah, I think I do number them. Just like I think I say year, whatever.
Yeah, you did.
Because I wanted to help people keep track.
You did. Because you can't just look at them, because we had to take all the old ones and put them on.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why even though it took forever, I was like, just for everyone's sanity.
Yeah.
And also, if people want to go back and watch a specific year, if someone strangely wants to do that.
I can tell a couple people. It makes me laugh.
But yeah.
Let's see.
With everything, life's just starting to blend together. It's like after 10, 10 was about the time life exploded.
Yeah.
Because wasn't that the time of my first surgery?
2019.
Yeah, that would be my first surgery.
Yeah, but that's not 10. That would be 9.
Oh, you're
9, I think. 9, because
you might be right, because
it might even be 8.
It might be 8, because, and that would make sense, because if it wasn't for one surgery but the other, then there were 2 years between the surgery.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would have been for the second surgery, because 2019 would have been 10 years after I graduated college, and we weren't podcasting when I was at Winchester.
No.
So I didn't start working.
I thought we did start podcasting.
No, we didn't start podcasting until I moved to Front Royal, which was 2 years later.
I can't
so
remember.
The times line
I can't
up.
remember that far back. Okay.
Or if I was at Winchester, I wasn't there very long, because I moved to Front Royal August 2011.
Okay, now I didn't make a whole lot of progress on this. You'll see why I haven't made. You might have thought, oh, they've done it a month, they should have loads of projects. Well, you'll see why we don't have loads of projects a little bit later. I worked a little on this on the podcast, and that's about all I did on this in my M&M's bag. And this is the migraine blanket that Talia designed. So I have, you can see the difference in the stockinette and the garter, I think. I can't tell on that little screen, but so I'm making some progress on this. It's just because of the other thing I'm working on, I haven't been able to do this. Mm-hmm. And by the time I put that down and think about doing something else, my hand hurts.
Oh, did you see the patterns I sent you?
One of those looks very much like a Cerebell.
Oh, the middle one.
Mm-hmm. No, the second one.
That's what I meant, the second one.
There's 4 of them.
Oh, there's 4. Okay, yeah. The one that...
I think there's 4 of them.
Because there's the
cable?
The cabled one.
The Cerebell.
There's the loose one, and then there's the one that's paid for.
Okay.
I believe it's only 3.
I think what confuses me is that the third one has a really long...
It's really long.
URL, because I tried to hit the bottom and I got the same thing again. So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is made a little bit of progress. This is Miss Babs yarn.
And to explain, I had someone on BookTube ask if that was a crochet, if Thorn's Hooded Cow was crochet, and because that's all she does, and she was interested. So I went and I searched for some similar free patterns.
You should have told her where she can get some yarn. I would give her a discount.
Yeah, I didn't even think about suggesting where she could get yarn from. I was just focused on getting her free sources.
That one wasn't free.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Okay, sorry.
Because I'm not doing all my
No,
projects at
obviously
once.
not. No, I was thinking about the patterns, and I got distracted. So this is in my Ploverbird USA. Wait, it's just Ploverbird. Yeah, sorry, Silver Shed's the one that says USA after. In my Ploverbird birds on a wire bag. These are Mom's. Well, I've only started the one. This is Mom's first sock for her Christmas socks, and these are the Dance All Night. Well, that's the pattern. Whoopsie. And this is using the base that the pattern is designed in.
Yeah. The colorways that came with that packages.
Yes.
This is one of mine.
So, it took a while, but finally was able to...
Well, I had to have time to
dye it.
Dye it. I couldn't, for whatever reason, I wasn't finding time to go dye things.
And also, when you would dye things, you never get around to dyeing this.
Because it was a special order.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes you'd be dyeing things that you just felt like dyeing, and you just wanted to dye this.
Maybe I don't see a whole lot of that, but I didn't get a lot of dyeing then this past year.
Well, I've been asking about this for years.
I don't think it's that long.
It's been at least
Because I had to do Daddy's yarn.
Well, I've been asking for a long time. You mentioned, I think, last year or the year before that you wanted Christmas socks. So I spent like a year saying, hey, if you want these Christmas socks, you're going to have to dye the yarn.
Something always comes up that's more important than dyeing yarn for
and
myself.
part of it was you never could make up your mind about the colorway.
Yeah,
so I spent like half the time trying to remind you, hey, you need to pick a colorway.
I couldn't decide between that, and it came with that and my Blue Christmas, and I may dye up some Blue Christmas.
Right, I mean, it's not like I can't knit you a pair of Blue Christmas after these. But yes, it took like a good year for me to get you to choose a color and dye the yarn so I could start your socks.
These are going to be nice and warm. I'm looking forward to them.
I bet why they use this yarn is because it probably felts nicely on the bottom. And then makes it like this slipper-like bottom. Because I could see it doing that.
It's nice. I like the way it's working out in the sock.
Yeah, it's kind of got this like stripey.
Because I don't do self-striping. Mine just happens to stripe a lot with socks.
Because you can see where it spirals up here, but the ribbing makes it more stripy. So, this particular ribbing anyway. But yeah, that's all for this one because, yeah.
Okay, now this...
I don't know if I turned the heel last time or not.
I don't know. I did, like I said, I worked a little tiny bit on the red shawl and the blue blanket, but not enough to show you guys. It's just... So this is the other project that I'm showing you.
This is her big one.
This is the reason that I didn't have any other real... This and something else that I'll show you later is why I didn't have more projects. My friend has late-stage ovarian cancer, and so I'm making her something. I'm making her a prayer shawl. And praise God, the radiation or the chemo or whatever it is helping to shrink it. So we're praying a lot that this will continue. But this is
She's supposed to have surgery
in August.
Sometime in August. So.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to get this to her before the surgery because it's already August. But she was supposed to call me and tell me, but I don't.
With everything on her mind.
I'm not really concerned because I know that she has a lot on her mind. So this is
no
it.
No matter what, I mean, it'll still be a welcome thing.
I said to her, I'm not going to say her name, even though it's a common name. What's your favorite color? Of course it's pink. She's a ballerina.
Oh, I didn't know that. Of course she is.
She's.
Of course she is.
Of course she's pink. Of course she's pink. She's just pink.
I don't know why I didn't. Of course she's a ballerina.
So.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry. It's almost. It could theoretically be finished.
But you wanted it really long.
I started this, I think, the day after the podcast.
It might have been.
Maybe
it was close.
I just had to wait for my yarn to come in, and it wasn't very long. It came in really fast because I think I got it from Amazon. So this
you did.
I mean, it's long enough to be finished now, but I really want her to be able to wrap up in it, and it's kind of.
And you don't want to have any possibility of. Like right now you have it where if you move a certain way, your wrists are uncovered.
I want her to be able to just wrap up in it. And so this is what I did. I mean, this is all I've been doing. And look at the progress on it.
Well, I mean, definitely progress considering the fact that it didn't exist.
Oh, I caught on my nail. Okay, I'm going to let you hold one end for me. And just keep pulling it so they can see. See, I mean, this is very long. You know, it's just... So I'm really happy with the way this is going. I had to stop. I was hoping to have it finished by now, but my hands were starting to bother me between the weather and my arthritis. So I had to, take it a little bit easier. But that's where my crafting has been. But see, being able to podcast once a month and then Zoom once a month has given me the ability to do this. And so you see, I feel a lot better showing you a lot of progress on one project or two projects, and then maybe have some of the other things to show you, than to show you a whole bunch of things that I didn't do anything except for what I did on the podcast before. That doesn't seem like it's worth anything. So
well, you definitely made good use of our crafting day. So
and this is, of course, Rana recognizes this stitch pattern. I saw she's got one going too now for a scarf. This is the Cerebel, and I thought I had done enough extra for the pulling in, and it's still wide along the back, but it pulled in more afterward. Still, I could have done more. On
now,
the depth.
are you fine with that, or do
Oh
you?
yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm fine with it. I can't do anything about it unless
Well,
I.
I wasn't sure if you felt like you wanted to add an edge or something.
No, because then it would ruin it, I think. I think it would ruin the flow of the piece. So I'm just, it's plenty. I mean, look, it's,
Yeah.
it's plenty. It's just not quite as long as I thought it would be.
Well, and if you make up for it in the
Yeah.
length.
And she's shorter than I am.
Yeah.
I think she's a couple inches shorter than I am. I think she's about 5'4" or 5'3".
It's been a while since I've seen her.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen her, but I think it'll be fine
She
for
gives
her.
the impression of being small.
Yeah. So this is what I've been up to for the majority of my craft period when I'm actually crafting. I didn't do any paper crafts or anything. I've been working on this. I didn't even get a chance to make my husband a birthday card this year. I was working on this.
Yeah, he had a birthday over the weekend. All right, is that it for that one?
That's it.
Let me take a quick drink and on.
And hopefully I won't be able to show you guys this next month. Hopefully it'll be gone.
Now, in my Talia/Knitner bag that Laura made me, I can.
'Cause she spoils it.
Yeah, I can't wait. My glasses, my new glasses that actually fit, are supposed to come in very soon. From the migraine glasses that do the prescriptions, I have 2 different pairs with different frames that actually fit. One that's darker, one that's lighter shade for the glass. So I can't wait because these have always been a bit too big, and they're driving me crazy. I feel like they've loosened over time too. But anyway, this is my mint green baby blanket.
It's so pretty.
So this is the migraine baby blanket pattern.
I'm looking forward to getting back into my migraine blanket.
Yeah, it really is a nice simple potato chippy.
If I don't
knit.
make an extra stitch.
Well, I've had a couple times where I've made an extra and I'm like, oh well, and I just undo the yarn over and just keep going.
Well, you did that for mine.
Yeah, because honestly, if it usually works itself out in the end when it's that kind. If you just have one little yarn over that you just have a little looser area there, they kind of redistribute themselves. But yeah. And this will be for charity when I eventually finish it.
Yeah, that's probably what mine will be as well, unless somebody I know has a baby.
Because the whole point of this is just something very simple to be able to knit while I'm reading. Because a lot of times I don't have enough focus or feel well enough when I'm in my room to do anything with much focus. And once I finish with the shared story, then I'll be able to do some of my more complex things during our Don't Talk to Me craft time.
Right, and our pregnancy center always needs stuff. In fact, the list up there tells us what they need.
Okay.
So,
and also we'll keep back maybe the more gender neutral, a couple gender neutral ones for when random people in the parish have a baby. So.
And we have a lot of babies in our parish, which is always exciting. And let me just get this last stitch done. Because I know I'm going to start working on this again tonight, because it's not date night, so I'll do some of this, unless I'm really tired. I've been battling a lot of fatigue, to the point where my husband's like, why don't you take a nap?
Well, I guess it's shop next, isn't it? Because usually it's shop and then...
FOs.
Oh, but neither have FOs.
No FOs. Let me just...
And we don't have any frogs. So
almost had an FO, but not quite.
Let me do my shop first, because it's just waving a bag.
Okay.
This has been my main project. For the same person Mom's making the prayer shawl for, I'm designing a simple lap blanket for. So, because I know myself, if my lap is cold, there's no way I'm feeling warm. so I'm making a laplicking pattern with other sizes available, just because.
And if anybody feels called to pray for this person, we appreciate the prayers. If you're Catholic, we're asking for the intercessions of Blessed James Alberione. Okay. Okay. Now, hopefully he will become a saint.
Yeah.
And not just...
Because there's a whole process.
Not just a blessed. You go from servant of God to venerable to blessed to saint.
Yeah, because there's something called, for people who are not Catholic, or even people who don't know who are Catholic, there's something called the devil's advocate. Someone called devil's advocate. And his job is to find enough evidence to be like, okay, there seems to be enough here to say that this person is most likely a saint.
Yeah. Think of the devil's advocate. He's taking the opposite view. So they're trying to weed out, is the people who, they might have been very, very good, but they don't have enough to be a saint.
Right.
Or,
he would be like the prosecutor against the saint versus a defendant. So he'd be the person trying to be like, okay, any reason that we, that this person shouldn't have this.
I don't think I'd like to be a devil's advocate. I mean, I don't mind doing regular things, but for a saint, no.
So, yeah, there's level of state. There's
levels that you go. I mean, some people stay at servant of God or
because they don't have a certain number of miracles,
right. Or, and I think it's Fulton Sheen that's having a problem because they can't figure out where to put his body. I think he became a blessed, but they can't give him the title. I think it's one of our other, Patty or someone, Laura. If you know this, I can't remember. I thought I heard that he had reached the blessed, but there were two different places who wanted his body, and they couldn't come to a consensus.
Oh well, that happens all the time. That shouldn't make a difference.
Yeah, well, I know that, but anyway, so I have to go back and look at it if I slept. I dreamt that.
Because there were a couple times in medieval times where they would steal the body.
Yeah. Or take parts of it.
Yeah. Well, that was very common because, like, you would have someone's heart one place or, and it was actually considered, to be something like, well.
You think about Brother Cadfael with, what was her name, St. Winifred?
Yes.
Brother Cadfael's a mystery series.
And that's called
A Taste for Bones.
A Taste for Bones. It's the very first Brother Cadfael book.
It's a good series.
It's a good series, yes.
Both the movie and the book.
Well,
Books are better.
TV, not movie.
Yeah, but the TV movies are long. They're British movie or TV show, but
Ellis Peters is the author.
Ellis Peters is the author, and Derek Jacobi plays Cadfael. So I actually saw that first when we were in England. And my sister got me a whole bunch of the books. She asked me, "What do you want for Christmas?" I said, "I want this set of books." I'm picking them up, and so she got me a whole bunch of them.
I thought she got you like maybe this box set that I'm thinking of, because I thought like you got like a box set almost, but maybe I'm remembering or like a.
I think she got me because box sets sometimes, especially with as many as they have of Cadfael, it might have been like a certain amount in a box. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at my Cadfael books.
Yeah, he's quite a few. I know that when I was reading reviews on Amazon, they're saying like the first 6 are the best books, and then it kind of like gets repetitive and drop. I mean, honestly, most mystery series get a bit repetitive. That's there's a formula,
Yeah, and that's okay. I still like it, and if you want to check it out, it's by Ellis Peters, and it's Brother Cadfael. And Ellis Peters is actually a woman.
Yes.
So
but yeah, my favorite probably is the one where they were going to take this one saint. She was one who was always very sick, and she was really loved. I want to say she was like blind, maybe a leper as well. And there's all those other kinds of things.
Remember anyone as a leper?
Maybe not a leper, but she had all these different health issues. It's one of the books you got me about saints for the sick.
Okay, is this actually in the Cadfael book?
No, I'm real saint.
Okay, because you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't transition well. So, this saint was actually, she was. I think she was blind. She had all these different issues. Her parents just basically like dropped her off.
Oh, you're talking about Margaret of Cortona?
Yes.
Okay.
Her parents were like, "Oh no, we can't. She's disabled."
And somewhat deformed.
Yeah, exactly. And they just like dropped her off at this shrine or something, and they're like, bye to their young child.
Davida loves her.
Yeah, so when she died, they were going to move her, I guess, to, I want to say it was actually a really nice cemetery, but it was outside of the town, and the townspeople stole her body and were like, no, she's ours. And they buried her where they could have her.
Yeah, so they have access to her. Saints, yeah, you get some of the saint stories defy. They're more interesting than fiction. What does they say? More unbelievable. Than
it's
fiction.
stranger than fiction.
Stranger than fiction. Yeah.
But yeah, fact is stranger than fiction. That's the saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just was. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think where the body lays is going to really make a huge difference.
There was something about something or other, and I forget what it was. And there were other things, but you know,
Yeah.
But Fulton Sheen is great. Okay, so.
And oopsie, sorry about that. You might remember Fulton Sheen from The Blackboard. Mm-hmm. He had that series.
If you're old enough.
Yeah.
Or if
even
you
the
happen to catch it
reruns.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where he would do the Blackboard lessons. I guess he was really popular. They had primetime and everything.
He was #1 slot
Was he really?
for a while there. He Archbishop Fulton Sheen. Mm-hmm. So okay, enough about that. This is a knitting and crocheting podcast.
Well, you know, we haven't waffled.
We are what we are. That's, you know, they get us as we are. Sorry, guys. This is just the way we are.
This is a month's worth of waffling.
Yes, and we're off the wall. So that's.
Yeah,
I mean,
but sorry.
Somebody said they liked us that way.
So yeah, that was my bag of project that has been, but all that I've been working on, and I made quite a bit of progress. It's about
Yeah, she's made a lot of progress.
that big, and
about
for knitting that's quite a bit.
A little bit over a third done. I may not be able to wait for her. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to send it off.
Well, because especially since I had like at least when I was trying to look at it, it was like anywhere from 4 to 6 days of severe light sensitivity, probably migraine.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the stages of migraine where you have like the headed into it, the main migraine, and then where you're coming down.
Right. I'm just happy I got as much done as I did. The Cerebel is helpful, but the thing about the Cerebel for me is that because it's multiple stitches for one stitch, because it's kind of a modified shell,
It hurts you.
it hurts my hand after a while. So I was okay, and then my hand started hurt, and the weather came in, and I was getting tendonitis all
And it
over
was
my thumb.
we've had quite a. We actually are supposed to continue having rain for the rest of this
Oh,
week.
I hope so. We need it.
Have supposed to have a thunderstorm again today. I feel it up here, so
I'm starting to feel it in my. It's really funny because I have a little bit of arthritis issues and things like that in my thumb and everything. And when the tendonitis hits in this forearm here, it hits right here in the thumb. Mm-hmm. So it like I can't grab things like I want
right.
to.
I was thinking we might need to consider getting a grabber for you at some point.
I can't use that. I'll probably drop everything I use with that.
Well, what I thought was interesting about some of them have a shoehorn.
That's interesting.
Because,
that might be interesting for
because
my
I
shoes.
know that you're always having trouble balancing with your shoes. Because I was looking at them just because, well, I don't need one right now, but they're one of the tools that were suggested for people with Ehlers-Danlos.
They have these neat shoes that are supposed to be really orthopedically good for you and stuff like that, and you just slip them on. I've seen them on Instagram a couple times. They're sneakers, but you slip them on.
I love slip-on sneakers.
I do too. I've gotten to the point where sometimes my shoes, I don't like to tie my shoes because if it gets too tight, I can't undo the knot.
I always have when I was still wearing a lot of sneakers, like for work and stuff, I got to the point where I had them perfectly tied where I could just slide in and out when I needed to, so I never had to.
And that's basically what I do with the shoes in here and the ones in here.
Yeah, because you find your little comfort area.
But the other thing, I'm grateful for the person Taya picked up for us a while back. These little cozies for your bowls, you know, so you put them in the microwave with the bowl, so you can take it out without burning your hand on the bowls. Kind of like a hot pad, but it's formed to the bowl.
Yeah, she does all these amazing, like quilted kind of different things. I got Dad a popcorn bag that she made.
But the point I'm trying to get with this one is that she gave us a freebie, and every time she gives us a freebie, it's this thing
It's right
that
there.
it's got. It's not suction, but if I put that on the jar, I can open the jar.
It's got a grippy.
I don't have a good grip in my right hand, and my left is a little better, but I really have a hard time opening things. So it's just this thing. I put it on the jar, and I can pretty much open almost anything.
Yeah, and every time I order something, pretty much you get a new one. So
which is really nice. You might want to put her shop in there.
Yeah, I'll have
because
to,
we have a couple people who have issues with their hands.
Yeah. And I've used her a few times. I found her by accident. I was looking for neck pillows. And that's how I found her.
Is Jess not making them anymore?
There weren't any here in shop. I think, actually, I'm not even sure if her shop was reopened yet at that point.
Right, and I know she's doing a lot of yarn dyeing.
And yeah, I think at that point she hadn't yet reopened her shop. And I was like, I just need another, because my main one was starting to get a little bit of a it was getting worn around the seam, and I can fix that, but it's also getting it was getting quite flattened, and I was like, I need something with a little bit more bulk to it sometimes.
I want to see if either one of them has something that makes it easier for me to sleep at night with my neck and with my hip, because my pillows are so flat that I can't get, you have to keep something to keep that curve aligned.
Yeah.
So anyway, the medical portion is now finished. Okay. What are we doing next?
So it's your shop as well, so that means all the yarn.
Okay, yeah, I dyed up some yarn. I had a couple of special orders, so I did dye up some yarn. And then I have extra as well because I felt like it. This is my my black hole. Somebody asked me, and the person wasn't sure if they wanted sparkle or if they wanted regular, so I did both. So this is the regular. And you can see the little bit of difference in that. See there's a subtle purple in this, very subtle depending on what base I'm using, and whether
and the lighting.
And the lighting too, but it depends on how it takes to the base. This is how it looks on the sparkle or the stardust. Can you see the stardust on this?
I thought I saw a little bit of it.
I can't tell if you can see in this little screen, but I can see it here. So I have it on Stardust and Sparkle. I did tell this person that it is there, and as soon as she lets me know, I might put her name on both. I have to rescan anyway, and put the new labels on it. So I did it in that, and I have someone who's using it for their, they're using it on a blanket that they're doing. They want to use it for the edging. And so I know that she's going to want this, so I probably will put this in.
That'd be really nice as an etching.
I will probably put this in my drafts until she wants it. But unless somebody decides one, they can always do it again. This is the DK, and it takes it just a tad differently. This one even took it more differently than the other. You can see this has got a little more of the purple. Because,
when you're dealing with any sort of hand dye, there's always...
And this method in particular leads to variation. It's just, this particular method is very much open for that kind of variation. It's just the way the dye takes on the yarn. And if it's different bases, it's going to be different as well. So that's the black hole. So I have 2 DK and 2 fingering. Well, one's fingering sock and one is Stardust. Now, I had an order for my How Green Is My Valley, and so I'm trying to see this one. Okay, this is the regular colorway. I have one in DK and one in fingering sock. Actually, I have. This is the actual colorway. Okay, the How Green Is My Valley. And again, this has not been reskein yet. It's gorgeous. This colorway is absolutely gorgeous.
If you say so yourself.
No, when I put this up on my dyeing group, after I'd reskeined it, back when I first did this, I got more compliments on this. I'm never sure what people are gonna like. But this is the actual color. I have one in DK and one in fingering sock. And then I have a variant. Because what happened was, there are 2 colors that are very, very similar.
In the dyes.
In my dye powders. One is called Kelly Green and one is called Chartreuse. And I picked up the Kelly Green by mistake. And I did, I'm like, well, okay, it doesn't look that much different, I don't think, but that's not what they asked for. So I went ahead and did the one with Chartreuse, which is this one here, that I just showed you. I'm going to show you the other one with the Kelly green, and I can honestly tell you there's such a subtle difference. I wouldn't necessarily maybe use them together. I think there's a little more blue to the green in one of them, but this is the one with the Kelly green in it. Okay, and this is the one with the chartreuse, and it's really hard to tell.
Well, this one's a hard angle because you got a darker area.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell.
It's really I can't tell.
It's very, very similar, but there is a little bit of a different. Very, very, very similar. If I had
naked eye, I can't tell.
If I had to do this on a rush job and I didn't have the chartreuse, I would use the Kelly green without a problem. I would just tell them that I had to use, it was, not the same base if they couldn't wait. So I have 2 fingering sock of this and 2 DK. One is the variant, one of each is the variant, and one of each is the actual colorway, but they're so close that it's to be almost negligible in terms of what the difference are. And then because I wanted to, I did Lothlorien. And the same thing is true for Lothlorien.
I want to knit socks out of it at some point.
Okay.
I just decided that.
Okay.
Ooh, that would be really pretty as a hood of some sort.
Lothlorien, I have somebody in our PHN group who really likes this. I've done it for her a couple of times. I couldn't find the recipe. I said, I know I have this. I've done it for XYZ like 2 or 3 times. And so...
it looks almost, because you kind of feeling what a shimmer,
Well, that's I called it Lothlorien. I looked at the pictures and that's Lothlorien. And this has the same issue with the fact that
chartreuse versus
one
Kelly.
is chartreuse and the variant is Kelly green, and it's very, very similar. You can hardly tell. Let me see if I can get you the green together there. There, can you see the?
A lot of the blue is showing for each of them.
That's the green there, and it's hard to.
Yeah, I mean, you really can.
It's really hard. This is a little bit darker, but I'm not sure because here's the darker right there. It's
I'm not really sure if that's because it's up more like the blue blend over a little bit.
I'm not sure. It's not. This one had a little more difference in it simply because of the way it acted with the blue.
Yeah.
But it's not. Again, they both acted with the blue, so it's not that different. But if I had to use the Kelly instead of the chartreuse, I would tell the buyer. And if it's a first-time buyer, I wouldn't say anything because it wouldn't matter.
Right.
But so this is, I have, again, a variant and a regular in each weight, the DK and the fingering sock. So I have all these that have to be reskeined and put into the shop. But that's why I have, between the blanket and those, that's why I don't have more projects.
Yeah.
Because I have all that. And I think that's a good trade-off.
Yeah. I mean, this was the dyeing that you wanted to do that you really didn't feel like you had the time to. And I think that the stress was making it so you couldn't feel like you could.
And I've actually got some chores done. I'm a lot happier. Because I don't feel like I'm always having to deny myself what I want to do or what I feel like I can do. I'm too tired to do it. Well, now I can take my nap and do something if I need a nap, because apparently I'm 2 and I need a nap. Or I get cranky and stomp my feet, or I fall asleep in my soup. So that's basically that.
I guess that leads us on to stash enhancement.
I have a lot.
Yeah, you do. Did you want me to do a similar thing where I just show my little and you show your lot then?
That's fine.
So, to kind of piggyback off of what she was showing with the yarn, Mom finally, after me going, hey, I need this.
Is that black hole too?
This black hole. She dyed up Dad's black hole for his socks, and actually...
That's a sport weight, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I might have to cast it on, even if I only, work on it when we're podcasting, until I finish the pink. Just because this actually has a time limit, because he apparently kind of looks forward to his Christmas socks. And it's been, I think we determined it was like a 4-year.
Yeah, I think this is the 4th. Is it 4th year? Or 5th?
It might be 5th.
You had the green?
We had, I think brown was the first one.
I know there was the one I gave you from the shop. The one that I gave you that wasn't my yarn.
Yeah, the chicken
Lady Fiber Arts.
And I've done at least one other that's dyed by you. Might be 2 others that are dyed by you.
I know one was green.
I know there's been a blue in there somewhere.
Okay. So I don't know.
And I believe that the first one that I did was either another green or a brown. And that was yarn that I happened to have. Because I remember, I think I've started them on retreat. And he likes a nice short sock, so his really don't take up any time. Because he doesn't have a terribly long foot.
Not for a man.
Most of it is in the width. So, yeah, it won't really be... Once I get started, his socks work up really quickly.
I think it's going to have nice variation. You can see this one.
Yeah, because we had to think of manly colors for him.
Yeah, he won't wear...
But he uses a standing desk. And so, apparently, he wears them every day.
Yeah, he wears it over his other socks.
Yeah.
So this one might be able to show you some of the... This one took it differently because, again, it's a different base. This is almost completely... Like there you can see a little bit of the kind of... There's subtle... So you can see here.
Yeah.
Subtle shades in this yarn. And I think this will be a good gift for him.
We need to, like, start maybe when you dye yarn, maybe have, like, a note, some sort of notebook of, like, colors that could possibly work for dad sock colors as you dye them, so we can kind of have an idea.
We have to ask him if you made him one that was, like, specifically, like, Christmas colors, if he'd wear it for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily out of the house, but, you know, if he would actually wear them at Christmas time or when he's home.
I'd like to do a pair of manly red.
Well, that's what a maroon.
Yeah. Did I do one in maroon for him?
I don't think so. And then there's also
a brick red would work too, I think.
And I have a purple. I have a couple of reds that he might like.
Yeah.
And there's a purple that I have that he might like.
Yeah. Because I think there is some room, you know, for movement. It's just hard when, you know, you really can't do any variegated because he doesn't like variegated. And it has to be manly. So.
No pink.
No pink. Well, obviously no pink.
No pink.
Also picked up some...
Oh, I know we can be a good color. Both my salted caramel and pennies from heaven.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, you could probably match his favorite shirts.
Yeah.
You know, look at all the colors you've got for his favorite shirts and match them.
Right. That's an idea. I'm going to do this with you.
So, Mom needed more of her salted caramel tea. So, I picked that up. I think, did I require a refill on something? No, I don't think I did.
I think you just want a new one.
Yeah. I was filling out the order and, you know, I looked for things that looked good.
This is a good box.
But, so she had her salted
This is
caramel.
where the salted caramel was. I put it already in my tin.
I don't know where my other... I think it probably is still in the box that I originally had it in. Because I have one of the ones that you have that I didn't grab, apparently.
Okay, I have here...
It was the Kenyan one.
Kamba.
Yeah, that
Kamba.
one I have in my room. I thought I grabbed it and I didn't.
Kamba and maple taffy and oatmeal raisin cookie. So we talk about the sweet teas here.
Yeah, when I saw those options as dessert teas, I think, oh yeah. Yeah.
I am primarily now...
Whoopsie.
I am primarily now an Adagio person, but I do get certain things from other vendors like Whistling Kettle, predominantly Whistling Kettle, and Dominion.
And the funny thing is, the chocolate salted caramel was a whim buy for me because I looked at it. It was actually filling out a different order, and I looked at it like, Mom would like that, and I threw it in there. So that was a complete whim buy that just happened to work out really well.
Yeah, I was concerned in case because it has black tea in it, and Ceylon doesn't work with me. There's no Ceylon in here.
Right, because they don't actually mention for Whistling Kettle what kind of black tea. But I have here Angel's Dream as a sample. It's black tea, green tea, mallow petals, cornflower petals, and natural flavors. So there's that one. And then I have Monk's Blend, which next to my read CAD file, I might have to brew up some monk's blend.
Yeah.
And this has black tea, calendula petals, marigold petals, sunflower petals, natural flavors.
See, that sounds like it would be good with a little almond milk and sugar, but I'd have
You
to be
think
sure.
everything sounds good with almond milk?
Well, no, that's not true. I don't drink a lot of my teas with almond milk. I just certain ones, especially if I think I can't have it with this food. But that, if it doesn't have Ceylon, would be good, you know. But I'm going to go
I
with-
very rarely drink teas with any sort of milk. The one of the few ones I have to do it with is, I think it's a German Earl Grey. Oh my gosh. Like, that thing's undrinkable.
Yeah. See, I do it with a couple of things. I do it with the caramel, which would probably go fine on its own, but it's a little smoother with it. Mm-hmm. And then I have Woody's blend that also can go fine on its own, but it gives it a little richness. Mm-hmm. But some of the ones that I have to have a black tea base.
And just sort of...
And it helps me a little with the stomach type things. Mm-hmm. But I have plenty that I don't.
Well, you tend to like also like the more British teas with them. You tend to like more of a milky.
Yeah, I do like the British teas with, like, I can have...
because the English afternoon is definitely light enough to handle without it, but you prefer to drink it milky because it feels more British.
Yeah, and it just has that nice little... Oh, my Brigadoon. Which is it has a Scottish
I need to
blend.
give you my my stuff with the Brigadoon because you'll be holding on to that because I don't ever drink it.
Yeah, I drink it on the weekend.
Yeah, so it makes more sense to be where you can access it.
Now, the things I'm going to show you right now are stash enhancements that were...
Oh, my last stash.
Okay.
Sorry, I got distracted. So Mom was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get rid of this book. Give it to another friend." I'm like, "Well, don't give away this book on St. Paul until I get a chance to look at it." She was talking about how scholarly it looked and blah blah blah. And then she started looking through it. I'm like, "I don't think I'm gonna give this to you." Which it probably worked out because she wouldn't maybe have looked through it if she was just planning to give it to her friend, but you know, she always looks through if she's going to give it to me, which is weird because it's staying in the same house.
But I wouldn't know what was in it.
Yeah.
Whereas if Lacey one has it over there, doesn't matter if I look in it because I won't be here. But if you're here, I can look in it and know it's there.
Yeah. So, this is the Thought of St. Paul, a commentary on Pauline epistles. And because this is now 100% mine, this is a copy she got for me. I think she felt bad because she was like, "Psych, yank."
I wanted it. It's mine.
Yeah, so and that's why I told her. It's like, yeah, I know it's yours. Like,
I decided I was going to use it.
So I did her a favor in that way.
She got paid for it.
Yes. So yeah, it's got like summaries. It has commentary. It looks really good. And I will probably be annotating this because that's like my new thing is I annotate books that I think are particularly dense.
Well, and this was a textbook. It came
Yeah.
from Christendom College, which is down the road from us. I got it when we first got here. We're still homeschooling. I mean, when we first got here...
I didn't realize quite how long you had
I've had it forever. I just put it in my shelf. I was still going through my my process for my perpetuals.
Okay, I didn't realize. Yeah, because I didn't realize quite how long you'd have
Oh
it.
yeah, it was really early. Bevan's father was still working in the college, in the library there,
Oh, okay.
or the
Because
bookstore.
I vaguely remember when he worked there. So, but yeah, this is by Reverend William Most. If anyone's
I
interested,
don't know if it's Most or Most, but you're right.
well, it's MOST.
yeah,
so,
that's why I would pronounce it Most. I think I've heard it Most, but I'm not sure.
So
Names are funny.
yeah, I would probably while doing this have the gospel
Oh, absolutely.
or have the epistles open next to me, kind of like I do when I'm doing beads commentary.
I think you kind of have to because you're having a commentary. You need to know what you're being commented on.
Exactly.
And that's why I want to use it maybe as a Bible study.
Right. So
So excited.
yes, thank you very much.
Did I show the Padre Pio book last time?
I have no recollection.
Well, that's not what I'm going to get to anyway. We had some donations. We'll get to Padre Pio.
You're
in a
like,
little bit.
did I do this? Well, I'm not going to do it right now anyway.
Yeah, Padre Pio will come up later. But we had some donations. Had 2 donations for you guys. One came from Rena, who is one of our moderators, and she's amazing, for a prize package. So we have these skeins of yarn. And I haven't quite decided how we're going to do this yet, but I think these will probably go together. This is, maybe, I'll have to see. This is authentic hand-dyed yarn by Yarn Bee.
It's really pretty.
I think this is what they sell at Hobby Lobby.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Because that's
It's
very nice
soft.
for...
Yeah, they started doing some hand-dyed yarns, and I think this is it. So the colors are absolutely gorgeous. And then this one is...
I do remember when you said, or someone said that they started doing hand-dyed.
I did, and I think Laura Gavis did as well. This is Wisdom Yarns, which I've never heard of. Stanza? Isn't that pretty? It's a... I guess it's a sock weight because it's 459 yards. 100 grams. Superwash and nylon. So perfect for socks. And then, that wasn't enough.
Oops.
If that wasn't enough, there's this little, cute little set, this little bag set. Isn't that cute? Mm-hmm. And this not so little bag set. I love the teacups and the, oh, I didn't notice, look at the teacups and the cinnamon rolls and the cakes and breads and all that kind of stuff. It's just very cute. Mm-hmm. It's a little Robin cottage. Little Robin
That's
cottage.
what it looks like. It might be.
Little Robin
From my
cottage.
angle, I don't have quite a good view.
I've never heard of them, but it does have a box bottom, and it's got little pockets on the inside. It's white or cream on the inside, so you can actually find your stuff. Sometimes the darker ones, I love bags, but sometimes the darker ones it's hard to find what you're looking for because it's so dark. So this is from Rena. Thank you very much, Rena, for keeping us in prizes. You guys are the reason that we can keep giving you these awesome prizes. And then we had another donation that came in just the other day from Mama C, who's Christina. And she's a sweetheart. She keeps us in prizes too. Let me just get this into the... Doesn't want to go into the envelope. I'm not sure how Rena got this in to begin with. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now the one from Christina is... Oh, here it is. Okay. So she sent us these lovely skeins of yarn. There's 2 winners. One each winner. I love this yarn. This is
Encore. We determined that she used a slightly more gray version
of the blue one.
Of the blue one.
Absolutely love
She's
Encore.
a teddy bear. Actually, he's gonna be here.
I think he's yours. You've got him.
Do I have him?
I think that was the bear I made for you.
Oh, okay. So that might be.
This is Encore yarn, Plymouth Encore. This is one of the first times I kind of ventured into something that had a little wool in it.
Mm-hmm. I think I had to put him in a safer place because I was afraid, like, something happened where I was afraid. Well,
it was an early attempt at my toys.
Yeah.
And so this is a really nice yarn. This Encore, Plymouth Encore yarn. And it's the first time I kind of tried going into wool at our local yarn store. This is an acrylic wool mix, and it's really nice for charity stuff. And
we thought that you might have picked it up to make Grandpa's a scarf
or something. Yeah.
Because I picked up like that ton of that blue, not that blue, that brown yarn.
I picked up a ton of that too. Praline.
Oh, maybe you were trying to do matching. Never mind. I'm not sure where the blue came from.
I made it. I don't know why I got it, and then Rena, you did send us a card. She said she was afraid that she hadn't sent us. I think this is from Christina.
That might be from Christina.
Oh yeah, this is from Christina. From Christina. Put that in her bag.
So never mind. You didn't send us a card.
Yeah, she sent me. I didn't send you a card. She sent us a little something in there. It wasn't a card. It was a little note. I think I didn't see it in there, so maybe I'm mistaken. The other thing that Talia gave me, she is cleaning out her stash as I am, and so you guys are going to benefit from that. But first of all, this is staying with me. She's got the
I can't handle the way polyester feels. It makes my skin crawl.
So
And I find out the hard way by picking up some.
I have this, and I have this kind of blue, and then I have a variegated, and I already have an idea what I want to do with it. That's staying with me. But there's some cotton yarn that's going to be going out as prizes and gifts and things like that.
Because I'm not really making dishcloths, and I need the shelf space for books.
So this is...
So I'm clearing out the things that I'm just not using.
So that's going to be you.
And I know there's quite a few people who do the dishcloths.
So that's going to go out to some of you guys, either for prizes or it might be just like, oh, here, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the
But the polyester staying with Mom.
the polyester stay. As far as I know, that's staying with me. Let me get this up so I can see what I'm doing because I do have some actual stash in here.
Well, it would make a nice soft blanket.
Yeah.
I just can't handle it sensory-wise.
Now, I don't know if I showed you this book last time, so I'm just going to show you real quick. Most of you who've been with us for...
I think you did show it, but go ahead.
Okay, so this book is... Most of you know who have been with us... Whoops. Sorry about that.
I didn't realize how far it went.
Most of you who've been with me for a year or more with us know that I had a year of Padre Pio, and this is just kind of finishing it out. This is Padre Pio with the Holy Spirit. I think I'm going to start it either in September or October.
Mom, he has also Lent reflections.
I think I have that.
I have it on Kindle form.
I have to go look.
We did the Christmas ones.
The thing people have to know about Padre Pio and me is that for a long time I avoided him. I was terrified of him. And then something just happened. I kept getting all this Padre Pio stuff from Talia, from other people, just all this Padre Pio stuff. And now he's one of my favorites. So he's amazing. And
it was kind of funny. I found out what a friend of mine from college was doing when Dad was like recommending his Padre Pio book. And I picked it up. I'm like, I went to school with that guy. I went to school with the author. It was just so
that's
funny.
Always cool. That's
it was. It was like, oh, well, now I know what he's doing. With his life.
I have some books of his on Kindle. I have to check which ones they are, and I need to get the rest of them.
Yeah, because I read Mother Teresa and Padre Pio. He has a good one on the Psalms.
I want that one.
That's one that looks good on the Psalms. If you're interested, his name is Michael Rizala. We used to call him Mike, but I believe on his books it's Michael Rizala.
Now, I don't know why this is open, but it was. I got these bigger hooks so I would have something to use with that yarn. So it wasn't like I just said, oh, I want to buy hooks. I probably have them somewhere, but I didn't want to go looking for them when I needed them. And, let's see. These are bookmarks. They're magnetic bookmarks, and they're leather. And
oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
The ones I have are green and I think brown and blue, or green and black and blue. And I gave Talia, because they came in a pack of 6, Talia has red, tan, and brown.
Thank you.
So that's that.
Yeah, I had the autumnal colors.
Yeah, and I have more of the winter colors.
And so they can, use my Thoughts of St. Paul for an example. They can be used to, well, maybe this book's a little bit big for this. It's supposed to be able to leave the book open, but
that's a little too big.
This book's a little bit heavy for that. Yeah. But it can also fold over.
That's how I'm going to use it.
It's magnetic, so to mark your place.
And this, Kaya got these, and she gave me some of them. They're clips of 3 different sizes for your hair.
Yes, I have a bunch too.
So I have...
I didn't realize when I picked them up that there were so many. And I was like, oh, I don't need all of these. So just like with these bookmarks, we chose the colors that we liked.
We do that a lot around here. All right, Davina doesn't always get to help with that because her coloring is so different.
Well, then also for her hair can't handle the same.
Well, I mean anything.
Oh, yeah. Also, then there's an interest factor.
I picked these up at Hobby Lobby. No, more tea. This is Dominion tea. It is a puer leaf. It's an African tea. I picked up one earlier at the...
Yes, it's a Puer Leaf Statomois Estate.
So I want to see which one it is that I like and give that lady the other one. So that's, I meant to show you that earlier, but these were on sale. I think they were 50% off, these notebooks. And I do use a lot of notebooks.
Yeah.
And sometimes if Davina needs one offhand, I can just give her one. Or Taya needs one, I can give her one. So that's that. This, I finally get to show it to you. So now I can use it. I mean, it's not really coming into use just yet because it's not 2025 yet. But I start to make some appointments that are coming over in January or whatever, like my dental appointment or whatever. And this is a calendar. And the thing I like about this, I had the Blessed is She, and it's really good, but it's not quite set up the right way for me. So this one has information in the front. You can put your goals in here. I don't know why it says goals for 2024.
Well, maybe it's...
Reading list 2024?
Maybe it starts with...
Wait.
Did you get the 2024?
It was supposed to be the new one. It looks like I got the 2024. I'm going to have to get a 2025.
Well, start using it then.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start using this one.
Thankfully, you're not like at the end.
Yeah,
It's like you still have a good few months.
Yeah, I'll use it. Yeah, because it's only August.
Yeah.
So I'll use this. I made a mistake. It was my own mistake. I thought this was the 2025 because they had the 18-month one out. But anyway, this is put out by Tan. And the thing I like about this is that, you know how some of these calendars, they'll have the month in a view, all in one view, and then they'll go into the day by day.
We'll give you a good idea if you like it for 2025.
Right. This one has all the month in a view together, which I like because then I can just look at them all.
That is a lot nicer.
And then you go, when you hit December, you go into January, and January says like it's the month of the Holy Name of Jesus, and then you have your daily calendar, and you have a full day for each day, and you get a saint every week.
Which is nice, because sometimes, especially on the weekend, in some planners, you really get cheated.
Because this is Sunday. You have plenty of room on Sunday. So I'm disappointed that I got the 2024, but I will use it and see. I have the Blessed is She that I'm already using, but I've already used it a lot, so I'm not worried about that one. I can just go to August here.
And we're at the beginning of August, which means you have all of August, all September, October, November, December.
Right.
So, I mean, you do have a good 5 months, which is almost half a year.
It's almost half a year. It goes all the way through December. I didn't want to get the 18-month because it's weird to have to get a calendar, in September or whatever. I don't know. It's just strange. I felt better getting a 12-month. But I thought this was a new one. And I don't know why I didn't click. It says 2024 right on it.
Well, with the black cover, it can be hard to see.
And they had 3 different versions. They had one that I used to use when the girls were in homeschooling. And that one was the one that was 18 months.
Right.
And then they had
Which made sense when we were in school.
Yeah. And then this one is 12 months. It's the middle one. And they had another one, but it was too big. And it was more expensive. So this is the one I wanted. Now I'm going to have to keep an eye open for the 2025 version. I'll definitely start using this one now. That's kind of disappointing, but let me see here. And usually I don't do this much in terms of picking up things. What is this? Oh yeah, this is from Rena too. Did I show this already? I think I showed this already. Rena donated this as well. Did I tell you this one?
Yeah.
So that's a donation as well. Isn't that gorgeous? I had to put that with the other donations. It was sitting in my stash enhancements. Put that in with Rena's other donations. And I get rid of this extra packaging. Let's see here. I'll put this here. Okay, so I goes there like that, like that. Let's see. I don't know if I have. That's empty. Okay. The last thing I have to show you, I haven't even opened yet. This is paper crafts.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And this is from Paper World. And they said, "Oh, we miss you. You get this much off."
And you're like, I don't mind if I do.
So I went and I was very careful with what I got. Paper World. Looks like I have some kind of coupon code in the back here. Look at the way they packaged this. Isn't it pretty? I really like the way, this and Soto Studios and a couple other places package things. Let me untie this. Okay. So what I got was, right now, I'm not seeming to do much with journaling, but I'm doing card making. So these are really pretty, the doilies. These doilies come in 2 or 3 different colors here. I can't tell if you can see that very well. And then this one is a hollow one. It looks kind of like a frame. And again, it's got the different colors. These are butterflies. It's a little better on the picture here. This looks like a gate of some kind. Or window. It's a window. You see the windows.
Almost like a gothic window.
I like the lace background for things that I do. This one is flowers. I think I just went check. And then this one is kind of shapes, I guess. I could use these they make me think of Oriental rugs.
I was just double checking as well. I was still my brain because I was like, I don't know when my migraine appointment is, since you were talking about scheduling appointments for the next year. I found it, so.
Oh, okay, good.
It's 21st of this month.
Because that's that. And then these are pet tapes. This one is...
I prefer the washi, but I've used both.
I don't like the washi as much. At least not the strips. These are flowers.
I'm pretty sure it's the washi that I prefer.
These are flowers. This is nature. Butterflies, flowers, all that kind of stuff.
The washi tend to be more papery, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they do. Sometimes they don't stick well, or they won't. They either don't stick well or they stick too well. Mm-hmm. And this one is
you mean
a romantic agreement. These were the romantic one, and I don't remember what this one was. I like.
I'll take a look, but I decided to.
They're like garden. It's garden stuff. I use a lot of that kind of stuff on my cards and in my journals and stuff like that. I'm still trying to figure out my style.
Well, especially since some of your stuff you do for card making, so you do for card making is different.
Mm-hmm. And that's basically, I think, my stash enhancement. It's more than I usually have. I don't think I wasted any money. I don't think this was on a whim, but I do use what's in here. Mm-hmm. It's just I have to sit down and do it.
Well, yeah, right now you're kind of focused on other things. Mm-hmm. And honestly, some of our stuff for, our cooking days, because we're going to be doing one meal with the soup every once in a while. Once we finish it, we might be able to do one meal and then slide back here, depending on how much time we've been out.
Especially if it's a crock pot.
If it's crock pot, or honestly, casseroles don't take much time. Mm-hmm. My casserole was done early.
Yeah. Lost my show notes. Okay.
It all depends on the amount of prep for the crock pot. But yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, for me, I'm really glad that I checked that journal, because now I know I have to get another one. Just keep an eye on it. I have to go back to Tan Books or whatever.
Well, the fact that you're using it will kind of keep it in your mind too. Mm-hmm. Make sure you put in your appointment with Sister Tiziana as your first entry.
And I have to. I'll do that in both that and Blessed is She, so I'm using both of them. Mm-hmm. But although
at least you've used Blessed is She half the year.
Yeah, I've used it more than half a year.
Yeah,
I used it since January or whatever.
So if you really wanted to, you could transition over.
Mm-hmm. But we do have to thank.
And then you'll have a good idea from half a year, basically, of using both of them, which you like better, even though I think you know which one you will.
And Blessed is She is fantastic. This is the second year I've used it. This time we used the smaller journal, which I like better than the bigger one. The big
I find that I'm just really bad at using journals like that.
It's not a journal. It's
a
planner.
I'm not journal. Planners.
I said journal, but it's a planner. And I think I like better the way this one's set up, because I'm not having to flip back and forth.
Yeah, I can see
and I can just, I do flip back and forth, but I flip just one page.
If I was to do a planner, it would be that one.
Yeah.
Because all the the whole calendar's together. And if it's not too expensive, I might look into it.
It's it runs about $25, I think, or something
Oh, that's
like
not
that.
bad at all.
25, 28, something like that. It's less expensive than the Blessed Is She, which is a bit exorbitant if you don't get the sale.
And I don't like the way they're set up very much because I used it this past time. Well, didn't use it really this past time.
Yeah.
Whereas with the calendar all in one area, I can kind of see using the other one.
And I don't want to, for you who might be interested in the Blessed Is She calendar, it might work better for you.
It is not for...
It's not, my brain doesn't work that particular way. I've been trying to find a planner that really works well for me since they had the run keepers back in the 80s and the early 90s. I used to have one of those black things where you put in the pages for it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was doing choir and I was doing drama and I was doing homeschool and all this stuff, so I had to have everything written down. It was perfect, but I never found anything as good as that again. And this one, with the way it's set up, looks like it's going to be okay. I just go to I mark each place, the week and the month, and I go to the month, put it in the month, then I go to the week and put it in the week, and I can look at the saint of the week, and I can do this, and it's all a lot.
Well, it makes it so that way if all you want to do is put something in the calendar, everything else on the back is gratis, which works a lot better because then it's a lot easier if you're on the phone or something for an appointment to check through. You're not having to go through the whole, well, hang on, I need to find where July is.
Right, and the thing is, like, okay, I put it away already. When I looked at it, the Blessed Is She has, if you're one of these people who likes to put down your menus and all that kind of stuff, it's all there. And from what I can tell in this one from Tan is, I mean, obviously you can do that, but you have just this space.
Which for me is what works best,
and
too.
it works best for me.
Because honestly, if you wanted to, you could almost use it
as a journal.
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking. I said, oh, wow, if I can use this, I can maybe cut down on my journals and just get the ones for Mass. And then this, if I have something to write, I'll write, and I can do
Or it could be a good place to track symptoms.
Yeah, I probably won't do that.
I know you probably won't.
I just don't.
Well, I know I'm out of the habit of doing it, too.
Yeah.
Because I was really good about it until my last surgery. And then every good habit I had before my last surgery, all of them dropped off.
We're trying to get her back on track.
It's really been hard to get back on any good habits since that surgery.
Yeah, and that goes for me as well. It seemed like
that one hit me a lot harder.
Well, it hit you harder physically. For me, it just hit me harder in getting back on track. It just seemed like...
Well, the weird thing was, I jumped back right into everything. Well, I mean, I had recovery, but like last surgery, or the previous surgery, I kept on my... Like, I was out of bed right away. Well,
you had a different kind of surgery.
A different kind of surgery, but I was able to keep on my symptom tracking. I didn't drop all my good habits. Maybe because the last surgery was so physically taxing that it was just like I didn't care. And then once you get out of the habit.
Yeah, we're trying to get you back in the habit, trying to get everybody back into the habit of doing a little bit better with that, but we're working on it. We're working on it. We do have some people to thank. Now, I think we maybe they misunderstood us. Everybody just did little hearts and things. We still like your comments. Okay? Please do continue with the emojis, but we'd like to hear from you too.
Yes.
Words. If you feel that you have something to say.
Yes.
The little emojis are fine as well, but if you do have something to say, we'd like to hear that too.
And this time, favorite animal if you've reached this far.
Yeah, favorite animal would be fun. And we want to thank the people who did comment, whether you on YouTube or on, what do you call it, PHN. We want to thank Rena, Paula, Andrea, Meditative Crafter, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this, Weijern, and Wendy. And anybody else who may have commented that I may not have seen, I think I got everybody in this morning at the last minute, whoever might, or yesterday. But if I missed you because you were late, comment or whatever, we thank you also. I think Weijern is one of the ones who joined us for the...
Oh, because you said her name, we didn't recognize the handle.
I did recognize the handle.
Oh, I didn't. But that doesn't mean anything.
I didn't know her name. I didn't recognize her name because she had been we hadn't been able to comment with her like we did on Ravelry and all that for a
Right.
while. But she, or wherever it was, we were commenting with her. But I recognized when she started, I recognized her handle. So anyway, we're really glad that you guys commented. It's always good to hear from you, and the thumbs up and the hearts and the comments help to bring us up a little bit so people see us. So we're glad for that as well. But mostly we're glad to hear from you.
Yeah, and so it's fun to have, even if people don't feel like they have like something to say in the comments.
No.
If they add an emoji, we know, that people are making it,
Yeah, we don't. I'm just saying that if they want to say something, they
Oh,
can.
absolutely.
They don't have to do just emojis. Is my
Yeah.
point. And I wanted to make sure that they didn't think that was what we were saying.
No, yeah.
Because we do like to read their comments when they have, whenever they feel like it. Otherwise, emojis are also fine.
I need to use my measuring tool at some point. I'm not far enough for sure, but
So we are going to have to close now. How long are we? Oh, not too bad.
yeah, about normal.
About normal, but we had a lot. I feel like we had a lot more to talk about.
yeah,
and
we did.
had a lot more to show, which is nice. Let us know what you think in the comment. Did you think that this worked well? It works well for us. And
Yes, it does.
We hope that it works well for you.
Because last week would have been a fail.
Oh yeah, last week we wouldn't have been able to do it. Just for a number of reasons, wouldn't have been able to do it. So this week was a good timing, I think, and we have a Zoom
Last Friday.
the last Friday,
of the month.
last Friday of the month. So you will see us again here for the podcast in September. But we will have a Zoom at the very
Yeah.
last Friday in August.
So that's if you are a Patreon, whether you're paid or free Patreon. Once you sign up, you get notified of all the heads ups for the Zooms and the actual Zoom link.
So yeah, so we are getting ready. Keep posting your pictures to the alongs. I have been there a couple times.
I usually end
Over
up
the-
going there when I do the podcast.
I'm trying to be a little more active now that we don't have so many podcasts to keep up with. So you'll probably see me popping in and out a little bit more. Like I said, I did comment this time around a few times. So I do like seeing all the projects come up. Some of the colors are really nice that people are choosing.
My
And-
screen time is interesting at times.
Yeah, my screen time, I am pulling back from a lot of things. I think that PHN will benefit from what I'm doing because I'm pulling back from things that are time wasters, and PHN is one of my special ones. So, I'm trying to kind of whittle down to the few that are important, and then either jettison the rest or severely limit the rest because there are too many things for me to do. PHN being one of them, crafting, cleaning house, cooking, whatever it is. So, that will hopefully benefit the PHNers in that I can be a little more active, if that's a benefit for you guys. In the group. But we are grateful that you came to join us. We hope you have a very wonderful month. We hope to see our Patreons free or paid for in the Zoom at the end of the month. And have a great week. We are glad to have you with us. We hope to see you here again for the Food in the Woman Cave in September. And this is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode I think 608. And that's a wrap.
Bye.
I can't reach my clapper. So.
Well,